I'm going to share with you some deep wisdom about what is actually the most valuable thing in the universe, right? I can share with you it's not money. It's actually not even time. It's definitely not things. You might be thinking maybe it's relationships, and it's not. The most valuable thing is space, emptiness, right? Because if you had no space, there'd be no time, no relationships, nothing can come in without space. And why is this so important? Well, we have been programmed as a society globally, right, to fill our space. I always tell people like, hey, do you have a room in your house that is completely empty, like there's nothing in it? No, because we're really good at filling space with stuff, right? And so we do it at a physical sort of reality. We do it as a mental reality. We're constantly making stories, right? We need to understand what the thing is. So we create these stories, and we form a neat story or a belief or whatever it is, and we like store it in our memory, right? And that's taking up mental space. And so I invite, if you're watching this video, to set the intention to create space. And this is going to be mental space. And how do you create mental space? Well, one hand, you can just directly say, I'm just going to dissolve all my stories, right? I would suggest, because if you do that, the law of polarity, right, this Hermetic law states that you'll hold on to the stories if you set the intention to dissolve it. And so there's an oblique way, right? This is more of an advanced Hermetic practice. An oblique way of creating mental space is to simply take an assessment, just, pick 5 stories that you have about something or someone, 5 stories, and believe in the opposite. What that does is starts to break free from the attachment to the existing story by believing in the opposite story. And this side effect of believing the opposite story is it starts to dissolve the existing story, which creates space without ever setting the intention to create space, right? So that's sort of the mental aspect. As far as physical aspect, you literally could take a section of a room at least, or maybe an entire room if you're really bold, and just empty it, right? Because there's going to be profound meta effects of that practice, right? That goes into your life. And so, share a personal story with me. I've been doing entrepreneurship for 26 years. And roughly in 2020, I get these divine awarenesses that come in. I've had them since I was 5. And in 2020, it said to essentially close a 20-year business that I had. And I literally closed it in 2 weeks, and it created massive space in my life, which essentially my life has been a million times more miraculous, right, in the last 4 years, now 5. And so I've seen firsthand the incredible benefit of space. And so I'm inviting all of you, right, to always practice the opposite of what we've been programmed, right? We've been programmed to fill our time, our physical area with stuff. And so all I'm suggesting is to practice the opposite, because that tends to invite some pretty awesome things into your life.